Hello! How are you all? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Peyton, and today I'm very excited because this is something I've been working on all year, and I've talked about it here and there. I posted something on my Instagram here and there about it, but I wanted to have a dedicated video for it and do a mid-year flip through of my reading journal. I've never kept one before. This is my first year keeping one. I wanted to do it as like another form of creativity for myself. I love drawing, I love painting, I love knitting, I love making, so I wanted to have a bookish make in the mix this year, and I have to say it's been really great. I actually think I remember the plot of the books better and how I felt about them, and it's easier for me to talk about them after I've written them down. I love creating the spreads. I've kind of treated this like a junk journal to a degree. There's a book talker I've been following for a really long time. I'll link her down below. It's Willow Biblio, where I got the inspiration to do this. A lot of her setups, monthly setups, are similar, but I've added a few more things. There's some things I definitely liked that are in this journal that I include this year. There's some things I didn't like. There's some things I want to change the format of next year and going forward and have different spreads dedicated to different things. This is the A4 size. I don't know if you can tell, but it's already midway through and it's already pretty stuffed. I think this is the perfect size for me, at least, and mine has a little golden fox on it, and it's navy, it's cloth bound. I love these because it lays flat open. It's easy for me to do my spreads and write my thoughts without having to like a stiff page to pop up. I just love it. A lot of the images I found were on Pinterest, and especially for my monthly spreads, like the beginning of each month where I make a spread for that, and a lot of it's on Pinterest, a lot of it's washi tape I own, or a lot of it's like I got these collage books. I'll link all of that stuff down below. I don't necessarily use one type of supply for this. I use Micron pens for the monthly spreads and like the daily checklist. I'll show you that later, but I kind of vary what I use for pens. This is my favorite pen. I don't know if you can tell, but these are my absolute favorite pens. I use them for sketching and drawing, and I just like the really fine needle point. Very fine needle points when I'm drawing and writing. I don't know, it's just so satisfying to write with. But we can get into it. I have to go into the other room and set that up because there's not a lot of room in my foyer. I'm gonna be mostly talking through it, but I think what I'm going to do at the end is add a no commentary. So if you just want to see the flip through with no commentary, I'll add that at the end. Oh, also I keep all of my little like highlighters, and I love using Tombow brush pens. I have my trusty glue stick, a bunch of washi tape, erasers, the Micron pens, like all that I keep in one spot, so it's just easy for me to access. This is a Baggu. I got like a 3-pack of different sizes. This is this medium size. Yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, like I was saying, these are the Tombow brush pens I use. I'll show you the spread where I use these the most, and each color, I'm missing a color. Each color corresponds to a star rating, 1 through 5. All my washi tapes, and there's more I use from here, but I didn't want to show it all of them. Yeah, we can get into it. This is the first one I've ever done. And I love my little, he's so cute, my little snake plant with a book. This is the spread. I knew I was going to do some type of junk journaling thing with a lot of layers of photos, so I thought this would be a good intro, and so these are my favorite post-it notes with the grid. And this is the page I actually like the least, I think. It's a bookshelf of everything I've read so far this year. And I crossed this section out. This was supposed to be books read from my 1001 list, but that's not happening. If you've seen my other vlogs, the goal is 50 books and then 25 from that list, but I'm just ignoring that because it's just not working out. And then some little lists down here that I haven't really followed either. I'm almost at 75 books, but read 10 books before buying one. Haven't been great about that. And then read my TBR shelf, which I've been doing okay at. And these are all the ratings down here. 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. So all the 5 stars stand out pretty significantly, but I think I've had a year of a lot of 3, 3.5. Luckily there's only there's only a handful of 0 and 1 and 2 stars, luckily. But, and I drew my moosey, but I don't know, I just want this to be a little neater going forward. I don't hate it, but I don't know, I feel like it got kind of muddy. That's that page. And this is just like the full rundown of everything I've read so far with like the rating and the dates. I've been really bad about keeping the dates recently, and then this corresponding rating, just like more of a list view. Like I wanted to kind of look like a library card. Yeah, this one, I do like this one, and I have it continuing on to the next page where I hit 75, and I have some extra lines if I go over, which I'm probably going to go over. This is my book bingo. And then I think for next year I'm going to do this as a separate spread series I want to complete, which I haven't done any of these. I think too, like a couple of these have kind of fallen off. I don't really have an interest in reading ACOTAR or Throne of Glass anymore. I want to focus on some other fantasy trilogies or fantasy, sci-fi, or horror trilogies, and then these are just the ones. I got bingo twice, actually. A book more 600 pages, historical fiction from Free Space, has been made into a movie, a book talk fave, part of a series, black romance, less than 200 pages, and 2024 debut novel. So I did get it. I want to do something a little harder next year because I felt like maybe this was a little too easy, but I want something like maybe a little more obscure next year, but I did like how the spread turned out. And this is just my, at the beginning of the year, 2024 TBR. These are just books like I really wanted to get through this year that I've had on my mind a lot. I have read a few from these. Anything that has a stars below it, I have read. I had one DNF, which I'm really sad about. I'm just not really into nonfiction right now. I want to just read fantasy. Yeah, I do really love how this is laying out. I think I can knock out quite a few more from this list. Maybe not all of them, because I really don't have an interest in reading ACOTAR anymore. But I have the Sword of Kaigen I really want to read, and then the rest of the Farseer trilogy I want to finish, and then Girl, Woman, Other I really desperately want to read this summer. So hopefully I will finish that. Anything I don't read, I'm going to roll over into the next year's spread. Except ACOTAR. Sorry, Sarah J. Maas, but not sorry. And then this is my bracket. This is my bracket of best book of the year. As you can see, Priory is taking the lead so far. For the first quarter of the year, haven't finished, at the time of filming, I haven't finished June yet, but I think I have an idea of what's going to be my favorite book for June. Then I'll go down here, and then for the rest of the year until we get to the end. But I love how this spread turned out. I did everything in pencil, in case you're wondering beforehand. I'm not this neat. I'm not great with a ruler, even though it's part of my job is being great with numbers and length and everything, but I'm not very good with a ruler. And then we get into the monthly spreads, which I love. These are my favorite spreads of the entire pages. So at the beginning of the month, I make like a collage type of page for how I want the month to go, like mood-wise, like what I'm feeling. Like in January, I just really wanted to be warm and cozy. It didn't really snow this year, which I'm really sad about. And then my daily reading, the solid fills and then the half fill like stripes don't really mean anything. It's just like different aesthetically. And then days I didn't read, they're blank. And then at the end of the month, I fill in my stats, and then I put my favorite book of that month. And for this month, it was Tool by Daniel Kelman. And then for each book I read, I do a full spread of that where I have some type of collage. And I learned a lot from these first two. Like, these are really big, and I didn't have a lot of room to write like my full review. But I do author, genre, rating, format, the pages, review. And if I really liked some of the quotes, I add a quote from there too. And these were the first two books I read this month. And they're corresponded by the number 2. And then I print out, I have a little, oh, I didn't say that. I had a little Ivy Canon printer. You can go grab that really quick. Looks like this, a little Ivy, tiny printer where I print. It prints 4 at a time on the collage, like my little books. You can see them very well. They're like little stickers. But I print about 4 in a collage and they get to about this size. I do like it. Sometimes I feel like it prints really dark, but I don't hate it. It's just sometimes it's not, especially if it's a very dark color palette on the front page, it kind of gets a little lost. I'll just do a quick flip through. And anything I put down here like really corresponds to like what goes on in the book, obviously. Like for Nestlings, it was a lot about this old building and like some of the gargoyles and uncovering a lot of the history, and like a lot of stuff happens at night if you've read the book. Juniper and Thorn, it was a lot about, I have juniper berries and this mirror, and then the monster that was in the background of the story, I have something there. So this part's like the most fun for me, is doing like the corresponding collages that go along with the book. Like I just love doing it. So I'll just do flip through for the rest of the month. I really didn't like Carmela, so that one got like 2 stars. I didn't really care about the spread because I didn't really like it that much. And then at the end of the month, I used to like print out like all of the books I read that month and put them on a just 1-page spread. And this is where you see what I mean with like some of the darker color books, like they kind of get a little lost. And then going into February, I love this, it's so cute and pretty. And then I read Priory that month, and that was also when I got married on Leap Day. And then so I have like Congratulations and like very love focused, very romantic. I did try and read mostly romance this month. Priory included, it's a romantasy. Then I did read a bunch of arcs. Delilah Green Doesn't Care, The Mountains, and The Wedding. And small things like these, like The Coal in Ireland, like him coming back from working a shift, and then Christmas Time. And Priory, like I wish I'd done like an entire spread of Priory, like looking back. And then I stopped doing spreads, which, oh wait, no I didn't. I did another spread of a graphic novel. This is manga. I stopped doing spreads of manga just because there's so many volumes. So I like notated at the beginning, but I did do a spread of Berserk because I really loved it, and I wanted to talk about it. And all the books I read in February, March. And see, this is what I'm saying. I stopped doing, what did I have here? I don't remember what did I have here in February? Hold on, sorry. Favorite genre. I took that off and I said I did no spreads because there was a few books that I just really didn't care to write anything or make a spread for because I didn't really like the book. So I just put no spreads in them here. I really wish I had not done a spread of Butcher and Blackbird because I did not like this book at all. Same with The Woods All Black. Like, I had a lot of thoughts, but I didn't like the book, so I don't know. If I have a lot to say, maybe I'll do a spread, but I think going forward, if I didn't really like the book, I'm not really going to do a spread. And like looking back now, some of these ratings have already changed for me. Like, I don't think Remarkably Bright Creatures is a 4-star book anymore. I think it's more like a 3. Like, now that I've sat with it longer. Anyway. If you've read Part of Your World, I have a little of the heart-shaped rock. These are really thick. They don't bleed, and there's like really thick paper, which I like because I do put a lot of marker and like pen on these. from Royal Assassin, and then that spread. April, I really liked how this turned out. Like beginning of spring and like cloudy weather and like flowers starting to bloom. And Gray Dog. I actually really like this spread of Cujo. You can see it's the Pinto and then all these like open dog mouths. I really liked how that turned out. Tress, this is artwork from the actual book. Happy Place, Project Hail Mary. This was when I read Booktuber's Best. It actually didn't have a lot to say about Project Hail Mary. Gray Dog, and then The Familiar. I actually really liked how these spreads turned out too. I loved how Gray Dog turned out. Like, I love all of this so much. And this got a little too dark. I don't think I'm going to use super dark colors for the any of the details. And then that's all the spread for that month. And then going to May, I actually really like this spread a lot. I like the first page of May. And this was a month this is the month for the first 2 weeks I was in Japan, so things got a little funky with like me updating this. I still need to add a guy there. This is when I was reading Extreme Horror. The Black Farm, like, that looks so good. I was really proud of that one. Yeah, not a ton read this month, but that was mostly because I was gone, but I did read some great books. I loved A Study in Drowning. I thought this was really pretty. And then June, which, as I said, I haven't updated. I'm really bad about updating my daily reading, but almost at the end of the month, but this is the spread. I wanted to do something very pride-leaning with a lot of rainbows and pretty colors and butterflies. And I got this Miffy tape from Japan. So yeah, this is going to be filled out very soon. So none of these have pages yet because I do that at the end of the month, but this is just a preview of what I'll be talking about for my book wrap-up. And then I just finished The Changeling last night, but then I'm going to do my full spread here, but that's that. I was filming. I didn't know showing off my book spreads would be such sweaty work. It's so hot in Minnesota right now. I hope you enjoyed the flip through. I hope you enjoyed me talking about some creative passions of mine. I can't wait to fill out the rest of it. Start it all over again next year with new ideas and new spreads and new themes. Like, I really love doing this, and I hope it showed. Thank you so much for being here, and as always, thank you for clicking, thank you for watching, and I'll have a new video for you soon. Bye!